right, well, hello, everybody.
Check.
Please find a seat, if possible, quickly. So, okay. Can we do the roll call, please? Welcome, everybody. I'm sorry.
Mrs. Buchanan.
Here.
Mrs. Eakin-Chebley.
Here.
Mrs. Geist.
Here.
Mrs. Gerlach.
Here.
Mr. Harkins.
Here.
Ms. Moore. Here. Mr. Obert.
Here.
Vice President Kelly.
Here.
President Morgan.
Here.
Thank you.
Could we all stand for a pledge of allegiance in a moment's silence? And can we please keep Amanda Geist and her family in our prayers? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, Michael, you're up, and we still didn't get the music yet.
Thank you, President Morgan. Good evening and welcome to our April board meeting. I hope this evening finds you all well and everything going well as we make our way into the home stretch of the school year. It is, of course, a time of many fun and memorable events throughout our school community, and I also truly hope that everyone had an enjoyable holiday hiatus. There was certainly a lot to commemorate and celebrate regarding our students' April achievements. Truman High School's girls flag football team made its exciting debut and secured its first win earlier this year. Talented BTSD artists have been honored across Bucks County, and our students have been altruistically giving back to various groups, charities, and organizations. We also had a lot of Tigers in the news this month. 6ABC produced a wonderful highlight on Keystone's Bubbles for Autism event, and the district is also proud to be one of 54 school districts in the state to receive a grant to pilot a cybersecurity program, and compliments to Bob Fowl and his excellent team. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mill Creek Principal Dawn Martese for an update from her school. Welcome, Dawn. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to share a few moments from Mill Creek with you tonight. As we continue our work to support student success, I am incredibly proud of the positive culture we are building, a culture grounded in belonging, student voice, and student achievement. Tonight, I'm excited to share a video that celebrates just some of the many things we're proud of and also looking forward to continuing. This video was created by our newly formed Tiger Tech team. Those of you who know me know I'm deeply, deeply proud to see that at the elementary level. So we're very excited of a group of dedicated fifth graders who are now lead our Mill Creek News Network. They've worked really hard to put this presentation together. I'm so proud of their creativity and their leadership. I hope you enjoy this little glimpse into the heart of our school.
Welcome to another amazing school year here at Mill Creek Elementary, where the halls are buzzing with excitement and our students are ready to make memories that will last a lifetime. We kicked things off with a warm welcome back to school as eager faces filled the classrooms, ready to start fresh and tackle a new year of learning. To make sure our students had the tools they needed, we were excited to have the Tiger Tech students from Armstrong come over to distribute brand new Chromebooks. The smiles on the students' faces were priceless as they received their own devices to aid them in their educational journey. The kindergarten orientation at Mill Creek Elementary is a warm and welcoming event designed to introduce our newest students to the school environment. On this special day, the entire faculty comes together to escort the new students, ensuring that they feel comfortable and excited about their first year at school. Each group of students, along with their new kindergarten teacher, will embark on a guided tour around the school. The journey will begin with a visit to their respective classrooms, where students will meet their teacher and start to familiarize themselves with their learning space. From there, they will visit the special areas of the school, including the music room, art room, and gymnasium, each space providing an opportunity to explore the creative and physical activities they will enjoy throughout the year. The students will also be introduced to the common areas, such as the cafeteria, where they will learn how to find their lunch, and the main lobby, where they will be shown in the important spots like the front office, nurse's office, and entrance. The tour will also include a walk through the main stairways, helping the students understand the layout of the building and feel confident navigating between floors. Throughout the orientation, students will be gently guided on how to move carefully and quietly in the hallways, ensuring they understand the importance of being considerate of others while moving through the school. By the end of the day, the kindergarten students will not only have familiarized themselves with their new school, but also feel supported and excited about the journey ahead, knowing that they are part of a caring and enthusiastic community at Mill Creek Elementary. In one of the sweetest events of the year, our kindergarten students participated in an apple tasting, from crisp red apples to juicy green ones. Our little learners discovered the joys of taste testing, and learning about healthy snacks in the most fun way possible. One of the highlights of the year was our Title I Family Engagement Night. These evenings brought together students, parents, and teachers for enriching activities and discussions. It was wonderful to see the families bonding over learning experiences that made our school community stronger. As Halloween approached, we enjoyed the spooktacular trunk or treat, where our students donned their costumes and collected treats from creatively decorated cars in the parking lot. It was frightfully a fun night, full of community spirit and lots of candy.
The Fall Festival was another big hit, featuring a Halloween parade where students proudly walked in their Halloween costumes. The Truman Band rocked the stage with their festive tunes that got everybody into the Halloween spirit. Our first annual Veterans Day celebration was a powerful and touching event. Veterans paraded through our school, and our students showed their respect and appreciation by cheering them on. It was a beautiful way to honor those who have served our country and to teach our students the importance of gratitude and service. As the winter season arrived, we gathered together for our magical winter concert, where a talented band and chorus performed songs that filled the air with holiday cheer. The music brought our Mill Creek family closer, spreading joy and warmth as we were headed into the holiday season. In the spirit of the holidays, we held our Christmas door decorating contest, where classrooms competed to create the most festive, creative doors. The halls were a winter wonderland filled with decorations and holiday spirit, making it a joyful place for everyone.
At Mill Creek Elementary, there's always something exciting happening, and this year, several new incredible additions have taken the school by storm. The Art Club, Nature Club, Science Club, STEM Club, the Tiger Tech Team, and the Mill Creek News Network, and of course, the traditional City Council.
In January, the Tiger Tech team transitioned into the MCNN News team. The Tiger Tech team is a group of innovative and tech-savvy students who are on a mission to enhance learning with technology. These students have chosen to participate in the Mill Creek News Network, MCNN, a student-led broadcast that keeps everyone at Mill Creek informed and entertained. Each day, a group of talented students take the airwaves to share school news, upcoming events, and their exciting achievements. With their very own set and microphones, the MCNN team reports live on everything from sports scores and lunch menus to shout-outs for student accomplishments and staff highlights. Students can't wait to tune in each day to see what's happening in the Mill Creek world. Whether it's a fun interview with the principal, a quick spotlight on a class project, or even a surprise guest appearance. The Mill Creek News Network brings the school together, giving students a chance to take the lead on it and develop their communication skills.
Together, the Tiger Tech team and the Mill Creek News Network represent the spirit of innovation and teamwork at Mill Creek. These student-led initiatives are empowering students to take charge of their learning, create meaningful connections with their peers, and develop the skills that will help them succeed both in school and beyond. It's no wonder that these programs are becoming favorites among students, teachers, and families alike.
Valentine's Day brought love and kindness with the Tiger Team Valentine Flower Distribution, where students exchanged flowers and messages of friendship, creating smiles all around. And who could forget the Sweet Art Dance, where families came together for an evening of dancing, laughter, and memories cherished forever.
We celebrated the 100th day of school with a glowing event, Glow Day. Students wore white clothes to show neon colors, decorated their classrooms with glow-in-the-dark stars. In the gym, we played all sorts of games, including mini golf, cup games, glow-in-the-dark bowling, bracelet making, and creative coloring. We celebrated how far we have come in this school year.
Mill Creek Pause assemblies were always a favorite among students and staff alike, filled with high energy, laughter, and moments to celebrate all the wonderful achievements of our students. These assemblies brought the entire school together, fostering a sense of community as we recognized hard work, kindness, and the values that make Mill Creek such a special place to learn. Whether it was a student going above and beyond in the classroom or displaying acts of kindness, the Pause assemblies were a time to celebrate those moments and cheer each other on. Still to come this year, we have two exciting events that will continue the tradition of recognition and fun. First, our Pause Reward Assembly will take place to celebrate the students who have followed our SWIB's school-wide positive behavioral and interventions and supports and expectations. Thanks to the hard work and dedication of our students, behavior referrals have decreased across all areas. The huge accomplishment we will celebrate with a lot of pride and excitement. The Pause Assemblies have always been a highlight here at Mill Creek. These upcoming events will continue to bring our school together, reminding everyone of the positive behaviors, hard work, and community spirit that make Mill Creek such a fantastic place to be. Well, what a year it has been so far. Each event at Mill Creek Elementary has been an opportunity to grow, learn, and celebrate as a community. We can't wait to see what's in store for the rest of this year and next year as well. Let's go, Bristol Township Tigers.
Thank you very much, Principal Martisi, for that interesting and insightful look at your wonderful school community. Evidently, the Eagles won the Super Bowl this year. I must have missed that. Please
your Dolphins
express, please express our gratitude and our appreciation to your entire staff for all the work that they do with our students, and best wishes for a wonderful, 2 months left in the school year. And also on this Administrative Professionals Day, a special thanks to your hardworking administrative professionals for all that they do to make your school successful. I really appreciate you coming out tonight. Thank you. All right. As is well known, Bristol Township has a strong program in the performing and visual arts, and I would now like to introduce musical educators Chris Gerhardt, Ann Haydu, and Kristen Weinbrenner to honor some of our exceptional musical students. Welcome, guys.
Gotta turn the mic on.
Green is on, got it. Okay.
Yeah, you got that sneaky
anyway,
guy
so
behind
in March,
you.
we have our annual Bucks County Music Educators Association's Festival. This is an honors festival that features a middle school band, orchestra, and choir, and a high school band, orchestra, and choir. Students are selected for this ensemble through a rigorous audition process in January, where they prepare music and they go perform for a panel of judges, and they are ranked by score. And all throughout the county, the highest number for what's needed for that band or orchestra or choir get to attend the festival. We had a wonderful crop of students attend this year. A lot of our students successfully auditioned. So we're going to honor them this evening. So we're going to start with our Ben Franklin band students. So representing our band this evening, we have Scott Bidding. Also representing this evening, and also awarded first chair, which means he was the highest scoring percussionist in middle school, Braden Lambert. All right, also qualifying for Franklin but not in attendance this evening, we have Noah Moore. Liliana Hadfield. Also receiving a first chair was Juliana Horn, Michaela Jean Charles, and Deborah Siashema. So those are the Franklin Band students. Mrs. Haydu is going to introduce the Armstrong students.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce Samuel Burnett. First chair, alto, Kirsten Creeley. Olivia Korchak. And I'm not certain about the chorus students that will be here this evening, but Sophia Dorman. Mariama Jala. And Mormalua Ogunbiyi.
All right, and then representing Truman in chorus, we had Shania Cruz. In Truman instrumental music, we have Vanessa Burnett. Also representing Truman, Christopher Gratz, who was first chair as a 9th grader in the high school band. And I believe another first chair, Madison Glennon. And then not in attendance this evening, but also making the ensemble were Angelina Horn and Sarah Mikowitz. Thank you.
Continuing acknowledging our strong program in the arts, we next bring Lori Gallagher from the Foundation of the Arts to honor our Artist of the Month throughout the Scout.
Thank you. So tonight is Create's last month here for the year. We're going to have 3 of our elementary students. And I'm going to try to tie it into, we do have our first student is from Mill Creek. And I think I heard this last name. Our first student of the month is our instrumental music person, and that is Luke Korchuk. So was that your sister? That was, yeah, I thought so. You hold on to that. Wait, hold on, there's more. You get a gift card too. They don't get gift cards. We give that to best. Luke, I did get the note from Mr. Kramer who said that it was a really difficult decision for him this year. He had about 10 students that he could nominate, and I told him he couldn't. So he did narrow it down to 1, and this was his top choice. Luke Korchuk has played saxophone in Mill Creek's band for the past 2 years. He's a hard worker, and because of that hard work, he's earned his black belt in band karate. Now, if you don't know what band karate is, it's a program that they use at Mill Creek to help them with their practicing, and it really takes a lot of work and dedication. Mr. Kramer said this is a real accomplishment because only a handful of students attain the black belt level. In addition to being leader of the saxophone section, Luke was nominated and chosen with 5 other Mill Creek band members to participate in the Pennsylvania Music Educators Association District 11 Elementary Band Festival that was held at Truman at the end of March. Luke is a great kid and is going to continue to do many great things as a musician. And he also puts in a plug here. You can see Luke and the rest of the band perform at the band concert on the evening of May 14th. So make sure you go to that. Congratulations, Luke. Our next artist of the month is a visual artist, and this student comes from Brookwood, and I hope I pronounced your name correctly. It's Haki Morris. Okay, come on up. Just want to let you know that you can take a look at one of his pieces of artwork. Ms. Bezak has brought it in and hung it up there for you guys to see, so it's right over there on the divider. Hockey is a student at Brookwood Elementary School, and whereas most of our elementary students are 5th graders, he is in Miss Temple's 3rd grade class. He's a responsible student, has many friends. He enjoys math, gym, drawing, obviously, playing Roblox and soccer, and Miss Bezek says you are a pleasure to have in class. So this is for you. Congratulations, and this is for you, a gift card. If you guys all want to go over, you can get in the picture, you can take the picture. And I think his family's coming over, or at least his mom's coming over. Awesome. Congratulations. And our last student tonight is from Keystone Elementary, and it is our vocal musician of the month, Abigail Morano. Absolutely. You have what you're going to say. Okay.
Yep. Hi, I'm Kirsten Finsterbush. I'm the music teacher at Keystone Elementary. I am very pleased tonight to award Abigail Morano with the Vocal Musician of the Month Award at Keystone. Abby is an incredibly dedicated student and is highly involved in many activities both in and out of school. She sings in the Keystone Chorus both as a member and a featured soloist. She plays clarinet in the Keystone Band. She's on the Keystone Tiger team, and she is a safety. Outside of school, Abby does horseback riding. She is a junior Girl Scout, also focusing on her Silver Award, which is to create an ASL book for the Silver Lake Nature Center. She's played softball for 2 years, and she was formerly a member of her own band called Strawberry Dynamite. And Abby's favorite subject is reading, and someday she wants to become a professional show jumper for horseback riding and a special education teacher. And it has been a privilege to teach Abby since kindergarten, and I cannot wait to see what great things she continues to do. So.
And as always, the pictures will be up on the district website. So if you want to see all of the artists of the month, they'll be featured in social media on Bristol Township site. Congratulations to all of the artists of the month. And before I wrap up tonight, since this is our last, I do want to thank the board and everyone here for inviting us back every year as Create. We really do look forward to honoring some of our students. And I want to invite you all. We are going to be doing some reinvigoration of Create. And in the past, we've had superintendents and board members on our board, and I would like you to all kind of think about that and consider maybe joining in with us. We're going to be doing some more initiatives and hopefully get a whole lot more programs going in the district.
Good.
To benefit our students. So thank you.
Good. Thank you so much, Ms. Gallagher, for your support of our students and our programs. That concludes my report for this evening, Board President. I will say if you were here for a certificate and you'd like to go home, now is like a good time to do so. You're more than welcome to stay and watch the remainder of the meeting as we go through the agenda. But if you received your acknowledgement, we're very proud of you, and it would be a good time to go enjoy your evening. And now I turn it back over to the Board President to make our way through our agenda this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Okay, Student Advisory Council. All right. Who do we have this evening?
Hello, I'm Alexis. I'm going to start us off for our April agenda. Starting off last week on the 16th, the junior class had an assembly to talk to many different alumni about what they did after high school and future plans that could be an option for them. We had some recent field trips. The anatomy class went to the Franklin Institute, and we also have a Mumber Museum trip coming up. The Italian classes today took a trip to the Italian Opera, and baseball senior night is being celebrated over at Trenton Thunder on April 30th. The senior assembly for cap and gown distribution, graduation information, and other graduation events is May 1st, which is also Decision Day. We're all wearing our college gear. And we have our Swibbis Dunkin' Donut surprise party. For Tiger Bucks, you can go out to a truck, get some free coffee, free donuts. The Unified Track team had their first home meet at Truman High School. Keystones are coming up. It's May 12th through 16th. They're spread out on separate days. And then AP exams are starting May 5th. We have spring concerts. Instrumental is May 6th and vocal is May 7th, both at 7 p.m.
Good evening, I'm Gracie. So also for some April news, on April 4th, we had our sophomore junior prom. And then previously we had the Camp Adahe interviews, and the list of counselors in training is now out. Also on April 9th, we had the theater program's trip to New Hope, the New Hope Theater Competition, which won 6 awards for the performance of Bully and Once Upon a One More Time. The girls' flag football team scored their first win against Council Rock South, and last night was their senior night, and they also won that night.
We also had the National Honor Society Cradles to Crayons volunteer service trip. And one of our students, Gage Curry, was chosen for the Bucks IU Student Art Gallery exhibition, as well as many other students chosen for the Grundy's People's Choice Awards. Our senior prom tickets are on sale right now, which will be over, I believe, around middle to end of May. And then our Swibis roller skating night was held previously, but it had a great student turnout. So that's all we had. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night. All right, David, I know you love to follow all this stuff, so.
Yeah. For the solicitor's report tonight, there was an executive session that started at 6:30 p.m. All board members who are here were at the executive session, along with Mr. Nitti, Dr. Polzer, Mr. Scavelli, and myself. Several items were discussed: litigation, real estate, personnel, collective bargaining, and informational items, and that executive session concluded just before this meeting started. That is my report. Would you like me to do? I've been asked by the board president to once again, because there's been some information about the district allegedly being sued several months ago, to read once again a statement that I read, I believe, 2 or 3 months ago. I'll try to condense it, and I have a couple other things to add. As everyone may be aware, for several months the board operated with 8 members, one short of the statutorily authorized 9 members, which was necessitated by the August resignation of former member Mary Sharble. What happened after that was a disagreement on the selection process, and after the 30 days elapsed where the board could not agree, the matter went to court. There were 2 petitions filed, one by a Republican committee group, Ms. Montero and her husband, seeking the appointment of Dr. Khalif Williams. The other was filed by a Democratic organization group, which included some members of the school board seeking to name Drew DiDonato as the successor. Now, it's important to note that the Democratic group was represented by an attorney named Bryce McGuigan. Mr. McGuigan filed a petition which included the required Supreme Court of Pennsylvania civil cover sheet. I say that, and I have a copy of it here, if anyone wants to look at it, that it indicates who the lead plaintiff's name was Mr. Morgan, and then in the next box it says lead defendant's name, and was filled out not applicable. That's because there was no defendant. The school district was not sued, either in that petition or in the other petition. What appeared to be was that there was a docket, which is a clerical document kept in the courthouse, or was filled in by a clerk or somebody in the proprietary's office, indicating that the Bristol Township School District was a defendant. That's not legally significant. It is not accurate. The district was not a defendant. Had it been a defendant, we would have been required to represent the district. We did not. In fact, we did not appear at any of the hearings or any of the other matters before the Judge Finley, who did order that the board had to select a successor. After 2 months of meetings, successor was not selected, and then a letter was sent to the judge. I did on behalf of the district, requesting the judge to make a decision because we were operating with one member short on the board. And as a result, in December at the reorganization meeting, Ms. Gerlach was selected as the 9th member of the board. It's important to note that the district did not file any pleadings in the case. We did not appear at the hearing. We did not submit any argument. We did not submit any brief. The district was not a party. We were not sued. The caption in the one case says, "In re appointment of Drew A. DiDonato to the Bristol Township School Board." And the other one, I believe, I have it here in my materials, references Dr. Williams. The district was not a defendant. We were not a party. We were not sued. So hopefully, and this again, the document filled out by Mr. McGuigan, it says not applicable. There was a lead defendant. Should be self-explanatory. Hopefully puts the matter to bed. But if not, I can repeat this statement at the next meeting. I hope I don't have to. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Let's move on to committee reports. Facilities and operations. Michael.
Thank you, Mr. President. March facilities reports. With district repair, cost 6 vehicles, or inspection, repaired, cost of $1,868. We repaired 4 pieces of kitchen equipment at miscellaneous schools for a cost of $1,915. March work orders completed by our maintenance department, $535. March operations department projects, New access road and grading was installed behind the Ben Franklin School that leads to the old baseball clubhouse that has been renovated and is currently being used by Ben Franklin girls softball team. Heavy debris and overgrown shrubs were removed from the bus yard. All the temporary boilers and equipment from the breakdown that we had at Keystone have now been removed, and the system is back up and running. We were working closely with Luke Miller and the Bristol Township Police Department. We had a significant problem down at Keystone with cars cutting through. They had a speed trap there one day where multiple summons were given out, and we installed 12 speed bumps throughout the parking lot and additional signage, and it seems to have curbed the problem. Our scoreboard's back up and running at the Truman softball field. An underground line was frayed. We pulled a new line, and the girls now have their scoreboard back and running. New batting cages were installed at Truman softball field out in the field. We had some broken supply lines in the stadium bathrooms that were in disrepair over the last few years. We were able to come in and cut sections of the block wall out, get our plumbing department in, repair and replace the piping that was bad, and put the block back in, repainted the bathrooms so they're renovated. I'd like to report that we got our Guaranteed Energy Savings Agreement report back from PECO, and from January of 2024 to December of 2024, the district saved $38,526 in savings. If you guys didn't notice this week, our front doors at Truman and our entrance vestibules were replaced over the Easter holiday. We now have new secure doors, segregated entrance and exit for students and visitors, as well as all new keypads and security swipes. With that, I'll end my report.
Michael, thank you very much for jumping on that softball field, and when we walked, the patch job looked great too. Curriculum, special education, co-curricular policy, technology, public relations. Amy.
Thank you. At the meeting, the flexible instructional day approval was discussed briefly. Mr. Finley, secondary supervisor, discussed how this year we may not have to have middle school summer school due to numbers of students. The number of students who have failed multiple courses have decreased. We're attributing this in part to the addition of the student success advocate at the middle school at Ben Franklin, as well as the intervention periods that are taking place at both middle schools. At Truman, the plan for summer school will be to run through our bridges option, similar to what we did last year. The middle school transition day is going to happen on May 28th. Ms. Hannah shared about that day, organized by the school's SWIBS teams. They invite rising sixth graders to visit the middle school. It takes place during the school day. They take tours, attend presentations, have a snack, and then they go back to their home buildings. It's followed up with guidance counselors who do presentations with the students so that they can learn more about what to expect as they get to middle school. Ms. Hannah also shared this year we will be having a summer program for our rising first graders. They're going to choose or select students who have been showing progress but need to continue working through the summer to maintain that progress and their improvement. There will be 10 rising first graders selected from each elementary school. They'll be working on ELA and math interventions to close those learning gaps and get them better prepared for first grade. That program will last for 16 days during the month of July. There were no special education updates for policy. Mr. Nitty reviewed that our current board policy, number 4 for membership, is lawful. However, if anything that the committee would like to change, we would bring it back to the May committee meeting. And there were a few discussion points. One member would like to see the policy updated to include an interview. They elaborated that they would like to see the form supplied by PSBA as an option to use. Another member indicated they were not opposed to interviews, but didn't see the need to make it mandatory. Another comment was that perhaps if there was more than 1 or 2, then the interviews could occur. But again, that was still up for discussion, and that will come back to the May committee meeting. Personnel, there was a job description discussed for a K-12 curriculum content area supervisor for 2 positions. These would be Act 93 positions. To continue improving student achievement, we need additional supervisors available to conduct walkthroughs, ensuring curriculum is meeting the needs of students and being followed of what is adopted by the district. Our next meeting is May 15th at 6 o'clock here in the boardroom. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is IU Legislative Council, IU RAP, that's me. Our meeting was last Tuesday, and I will forward the minutes off to Ms. Wagner for tonight. PSBA Liaison, Amanda?
I don't have a full report today, but May 13th is PSBA's Advocacy Day up in Harrisburg. It appears as if it's still, you can still register, so just wanted to remind everyone of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Bristol Township Liaison, Gallus?
Thank you, Mr. President. The Township hosted their meeting Thursday, April 17th, 2024. Future events include hosting of Touch a Truck, May 17th, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's always a favorite event for the Township. Also, the summer camp will be Monday, June 16th through Friday, August 1st. 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. The reason I mention it this early is because registration is currently open. They're also offering a STEM program class for grades 1 through 3 and 3 through 5, and you can check it out on their Instagram page. Also included in some activities, Dance the Stress Away is Wednesdays beginning May 14th at 9:15. In addition, the Township will also be having a spring cleanup April 26th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Municipal Complex, 2501 Bath Road. Household items only will be disposed of, and they will help you unload if necessary. You'll just have to require you bring proof of residency. Also, not connected to the Township, but within the Township, is the Spring Carnival hosted by the Heritage Conservancy at Croydon Woods, 1900 Summit Avenue, Croydon, PA. May 16th, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Get out there and learn all about nature. That's my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Gallus. Bucks County Technical High School, Kelly?
Yes, our meeting was held Thursday, March 27th. Before the meeting for Board Appreciation Month, we were invited to a dinner where everything was prepared and served by students of the culinary and bakery departments. Everything was amazing. I definitely rate it 5-star. I'd like to thank Amy Coleman for attending, and I'd like to thank everyone involved for such a delicious meal. We did not have the monthly PIA meeting. The graduation date will be June 12th at the Cure Center Arena. The production of Mean Girls was very successful. It was performed March 27th through March 29th. We accepted a supplemental grant of $399,907. January students of the month from Bristol Township were 9th grade, Tristan Lake and Riley Murphy, 10th grade, Colton Cornell, and Skills for Life, Anna McElroy. The newsletter is attached to Board Docs for your review. Our next meeting is Monday, April 28th at 7:30 at the Tech School Boardroom. Thank you.
Finance, Insurance, and Transportation, John?
Yep, thank you, Mr. Morgan. The Finance Committee meeting was held on April 16th. Board members present were Mr. Obert and Mrs. Kelly, as well as several members of the administrative team. Updates were presented in the areas of operations, food service, and technology. A list of bills were also provided. Agenda items discussed at the meeting were the replacement of the vehicle for mail delivery, disposal and sale of old obsolete vehicles, purchase in the area of technology, the health insurance renewal premium rates for 2025-26, transportation contract agreements for 2025 to 2031, the SAM entity administrator appointment, bid results and upcoming bids, as well as project status updates. Our next meeting is scheduled for May 14th, and that concludes my report.
Okay. Thank you. Public participation of agenda items, we don't have any of those. Approval of minutes, approve the minutes of Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. I got Stacy and Kelly. Questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Treasurer's report.
Cash concentration balance as of March 31st, 2025 was $4,680,220.91. The investment account balance as of the same date was $61,291,831.57, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Approve the treasurer's report, subject to audit.
So moved.
Second. Donna, Chris, questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. All right, administrative reports, March operations report, April mercantile tax report, March lunch participation report, March health service report, April enrollment report, approval administrative reports, to accept it into the minutes subject to audit. Do we have any unfinished business? Superintendent policy pursuant to Bristol Township Policy 702, accept a donation of $8,071.21 from the Giant Company feeding school kids.
So moved.
Chris.
Second.
Amanda. Questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Pursuant to Bristol Township Board Policy 702, accept a donation of $4,000 from Andrew Castle in memory of his wife, C.J. Smith, Truman Librarian, from 2001 to 2009, who passed away.
So moved.
Chris.
Second.
Donna. Questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. As required by the Pennsylvania Department of Education, approve the flexible instructional day program as presented.
So moved.
Chris. Stacy, questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Oh, here we go. BTESPA 2025-2030 CBA tentative agreement. Approve the BTESPA 2025-2030 CBA tentative agreement as presented.
So moved.
I got Kelly, Amanda and Kelly. Or Stacy, questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Approve the MOU between Bristol Township School District and the Bristol Township Educational Support Personal Association as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Chris? Amanda? Questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. PSBA voting delegates. Approve Crystal Week and Chevy, Amanda Geist, Don and Kelly as PSBA voting delegates. Kelly. Amanda, questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Revised school board meeting date. Approve the revised school board meeting date for May and June as presented. Constance?
Second.
Chris? Questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Job description, K-12 curriculum content area supervisor. Approve the job description for the new position, K-12 curriculum content area supervisor.
So moved.
Chris. Constance, questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Consent agenda. Approve the consent agenda items as presented. Superintendent policies, items 12-9 through 12-16. Finance operations, 13-3 through 13-10. Curriculum instruction, 14-1 through 14-3. Special education, 15-1 through 15. All personnel, 16-1, 16-1-1.
So moved.
Chris. Stacy, questions on the motion?
I have to abstain from the one
Which one?
for 16.9.
Is that recorded? Okay. Question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0, except for the one abstention, so it'll be 8-0. And then one abstention.
37 years.
I'm getting there. Why, look, come on. Since Ms. Gerlach has joined the board, she has taken to our retirees. So go ahead, Stace.
Our retirees have a total of 37 years, so I want to thank them for all that they've done for our kids.
Only 2 people. How many years?
I guess I should do this one. Approve the amount of district's payroll for the, for the month of March 2025, $4,866,236.26.
So moved.
Second.
Constance. Amanda, questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Approve the payment of bills for the month of April 2025 as follows. General pre-fund payments in the amount of $8,783,103.64. General fund regular payments in the amount of $2,789,816.58. Food service regular payments in the amount of $237,275.49. Student activity fund prepayments in the amount of $18,093.33.
So moved.
Chris?
I'll second it.
Donna, questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Whew. Okay. Do we have any correspondence?
We do not.
Other business? Okay. Okay, public participation, non-agenda items. We have a few tonight, so we will keep it to 3 minutes. I will call you up one by one here. We'll start with Jim Christia.
Is there a timer?
Yep.
Do I get to see it?
Are you ready?
I'm ready, okay.
Okay, you're on.
I'm here tonight to speak as a 30-year resident of Bristol Township. I'm also a 20-year veteran school teacher in the Bristol Township School District. I needed to address tonight the dangerous incident which occurred on March 20th, 2025 concerning a gas leak at about 8 a.m. at Truman High School. Students were evacuated from the classroom, but there was no evacuation from the building. There were no alerts. There was no other information given to the staff except for a brief email from the principal at 9:30 instructing science teachers not to use gas. Large industrial electric fans were placed in the hallway to vent the gas, even though nobody knew the exact problem. So at 9:50, the gas odor became worse. At 10:09, I emailed Mr. Nitty and Dr. Polzer and stated that the building should be evacuated. At 10:43, I emailed Principal John Craig to ask for the specific protocol to follow when gas leaks within our building and stated that I was confused as to why the building was not evacuated. I never received a reply. At 10:55, the firefighters arrived. I have asked repeatedly for the past month for an official specific timeline of events that occurred on that day, but nobody will give it to me. Before I became a teacher, I worked in industry for nearly 15 years, and I know without a doubt that a gas leak would require an evacuation of the building due to dangers from the gas leak. As you may or may not know, I received a letter of discipline from Principal Craig, and he stated that I violated district policies by publicly criticizing how the situation was handled. When I met with him 2 weeks after the incident, he told me that it could be found on the Navigate 360 app, which is an electronic app. There's a 12-step district protocol which says to notify the principal, evacuate the building, and call 911. It specifically states not to turn on light switches or electrical appliances. First, why was this protocol not readily known or readily available to staff? No training was ever done, nor knowledge of the information where it was located. Why was this protocol not followed? Who will be held accountable for this failure and outright danger to the students and staff of Truman? Second, in what clown world am I living in where the protocol for a gas leak is on my electronic cell phone. Sadly, I feel that Truman is an unsafe building where many of us do not speak up due to the fear of retaliation from our administration. The example being my letter of reprimand for criticizing how it was handled. How in the world are we to feel safe when we see numerous fights on a weekly basis, never knowing if we're going to be caught up in the melee or not? Residents of Bristol Township would be appalled if they knew the actual numbers of incidents. This is no way to run a school. Schools should be safe sanctuaries of learning, not a place where you have to look over your shoulder in fear. We have so many incredible students in our building, but they fear the hallways and the bathrooms due to the violence. We had an assistant principal who was assaulted by a student months ago, and she's still out on medical leave. Just in the past month, our head of security was punched in the face and an assistant principal assaulted. I do not believe that the school board has made the safety of students and staff a priority at Truman. Discipline in a school is ridiculous, but hey, what? Student referrals are down because teachers have given up.
Okay, all right, time's up. Thanks, Jim.
Will it take more injuries and, God forbid, a death to make our school board wake up and act? The blood is on your hands each and every time an incident occurs. I need you all to please act to make our schools safer and create a better learning atmosphere.
Thank you. There is a statement in the back, I do believe, about the gas situation, so if you all want to check it out.
Yes, I have complete confidence in how our operations team handled that. I've also been confirmed by the fire marshal, had absolutely no problem about how that issue was handled. I'm not going to get into a debate about it, but I'm appreciative of the efforts of our operations team, and I know Mr. Cox feels strongly like he wants to make a brief statement. Go ahead, Mike.
I'd like to make a statement. There was a lot going on there. I can only comment on the alleged gas leak that was mentioned multiple times. It was not a gas leak. A student inadvertently turned a valve. When the teacher smelled the gas, she immediately hit the emergency shutoff. There was no gas leak. I arrived, it's my turn. I arrived minutes later when I got a call from one of the principals with our plumber with a calibrated gas detection device. There was no signs of any imminent danger. We put a fan in there. Everything was shut down correctly. Not long after that, the fire marshal had an anonymous 911 call, and he showed up and confirmed that we did absolutely everything by protocol, and there was no reason to evacuate the school.
Thank you, Michael. Okay, Lisa Van Dalen.
Hello, my name's Lisa Von Dalen. Thank you for the opportunity to talk. Due to schedule conflicts, it's been a long time since I've had the opportunity to actually be here at a meeting. When I went online to try to catch up and catch past meetings, I was very surprised to find I can't find past meetings online anymore. I knew they used to be up there. I'm very curious as to why they're no longer there. I have heard through the grapevine that you guys are not required to post them and keep a record of them, but that doesn't answer the question, why aren't they there? We used to have years and years of past meetings. For folks like me, it's nice to be able to go back and review things. So I appreciate an answer. Thanks.
Michael?
Sure. It's just recommended best practice by council is that we keep them up until the minutes are approved, till the next meeting, and then they come down. Again, as you mentioned, we're under no obligation whatsoever to televise, to put them up on the internet, but we do so to communicate. But the best practice recommended by our attorneys and counsel is you keep them up till the minutes are approved, the next meeting, then they come down. That's what we do.
So so it's due to your legal counsel that has advised you to only leave them up for a month?
That is correct. Again, it is the model retention policy recommends that recordings of board meetings be retained until the official minutes are improved. All right, that's what we follow. It's the best practice.
Yeah, that's standard practice. And I believe also the meetings are also available on YouTube, so they're available in a separate format.
I can't find them on YouTube. They're gone. Because that's what I was referring to, because I used to be able to go back and refer to them and look at them and refresh myself.
The official meeting notes are the minutes for the meeting.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Pollock.
I only have 3 minutes, right?
Yes, and no
All
theme
right.
music tonight.
No what?
No theme music.
Music?
Yeah, you were playing music the last time.
Oh, all right.
That's all right.
It was suggested that I go to the Bristol Township Board meeting, supervisors meeting, which I did, and at great effort because I don't have a car. And, it wasn't easy with the public transportation and the taxi. But they said that the sidewalks on Green Lane to go to Fleet Wing Estates and Bloomsdale Gardens are in the works. But that could take a while. And, the previous speaker said that there are fights going on. And it seems to me that if the kids knew that the school would be willing and to bus them to those two sections, Fleetwood Estates and Bloomsdale Gardens, to have an attitude of inclusiveness, maybe it would cut down on the violence. Because, I haven't been on the 129 bus lately. It's just twice. I going towards Bristol, when Truman was getting out, these students from those two communities, they're walking right along the shoulder, and it's very dangerous. A car, if a drunk driver could plow right into him. So I just have a question. Are you willing, and another thing is, if you think it's costly, I think it's so important that you should work out your budget so that you take money from something else that's not as important and put it into busing these kids. But I want to ask you something, because I only have 3 minutes. Yes or no, are you willing to bus the kids from Bloomsdale Gardens and Fleetwood Estates? Are you willing to bus them there?
Because there's no sidewalk there, we do bus to that neighborhood. So I don't know where this misconception's coming from. The students that you are witnessing are either coming back and forth to after-school activities, or they elected to walk that day. So the distance for those houses makes them walkers, but due to the lack of sidewalk, the district is already paying for, and all of those students already receive busing. So the district for numerous years has been paying that expense. The students that you're referencing are not walkers. They are electing to walk on that road at that time. They all have a bus.
Well, I heard that maybe for the school to bus students, they had to be a certain distance away.
As you stated, due to the lack of the sidewalk, we too are concerned about our students. So that is the only neighborhood that doesn't have walkers coming to us because of that lack of sidewalk. So yes, we are already providing buses to all of those students, despite the fact that they're within 2.5 miles from Truman, let's say.
So you're saying that the kids that I saw walking on the shoulder, they elected not to take the bus?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you do have the busing available to them?
Every single student that's registered from the two areas that you just mentioned have a bus stop assigned to them. They elect every day if they take the bus or they don't take the bus. Some students elect to walk. It's a beautiful day today. I would assume there was a lot more students walking today than on a normal day.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Abigail Morano?
Introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Abigail Moreno, and I'm a 5th grader at Keystone Elementary, and me and my friend Alexa Hadfield, she's not here today, want to kind of bring attention to the middle school rule that kids are only allowed to do either one, band or chorus. I'm a kid who does both, and so does she, so we wanted to bring attention to it. I'm going to read my petition now. Hello. Fifth graders Alexa Hatfield and Abigail Morano from Keystone Elementary are starting a petition to positively change the current middle school rule. Right now, students must choose between chorus and band, even though they are not scheduled at the same time. Students may only participate in one music ensemble, band, or chorus. We would like students to have an opportunity to select both music ensembles so that they will not have to choose if they want to do both, so they can choose that they want to do both. Listed are a few reasons why they should provide to our middle schoolers why they should be able to do it. It gives music students an opportunity to improve vocally and instrumentally. It will give them a better direction for high school and for the future. 3, all music classes encourage creativity, growth, and help people with emotional support. 4, all surrounding school districts provide both for their students. Why doesn't Bristol Township? We would like people to sign our petition so that band and chorus can be offered to both students. Most school districts already do provide this rotating schedule that includes both by having them before or after school activity. Hopefully, you guys can sign the petition so children can have more opportunities. We had over, I think, 100 people signed our petition. I have them all right here today. So, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can she turn them in too?
Mhm. Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening.
All right.
And just to mention, we do have a school board policy, and she navigated the school board policy incredibly on this topic. So just wanted to mention everything was done perfectly by your daughter and her colleague.
Yeah. I will make that phone call tomorrow morning to Mr. Nitty, and we'll work on this one, all right? Thank you, that's very brave of you. I really appreciate you standing up like that. Great job. All right, John Saunders, bus safety.
Hello. Unfortunately, I have to be here tonight for a second time in about a year and a half to advise of a safety concern with your bus drivers. My wife was going down Mill Creek Parkway from the gas station towards the football field. Your bus driver decided they did not want to wait to turn. They turned on a green light when my wife had the right of way. This is the second time. We have video evidence of it. We've presented it to the person that needs to have it. They've contacted the bus driver. But like in baseball, 2 strikes now. We're going on third one. If it happens again, this time I went to the township meeting, asked them to have the police have a meeting with the bus drivers and let them know they don't have the right of way on everything. I contacted the Department of Transportation and asked them, do the bus drivers have the right of way to make a left on a green light if someone else has a straight lane? They said no. So 2 violations right there. If it happens again, I'm going to go the next step, which will be contacting the governor, all our representatives, and filing a formal complaint with the Department of Transportation. These bus drivers, and I'm not saying all, some, are going to cause an accident. If they cause an accident, the school will probably be sued, which unfortunately doesn't go to you guys, it comes to us as taxpayers. We end up paying the front for that in our taxes. So you guys really need to have meetings with these bus drivers and advise them that they don't have the right of way to make that left-hand turn in front of oncoming traffic. And I also talked to the township and said, why don't we look at finding another way for the buses to get in without making left-hand turns? And I was looking at a map. Can the bus drivers go up Bristol Oxford Valley Road to Bristol Emily and make a right at that light onto Green Lane and come down to the school and make another right into the school instead of making lefts? That way you're not cutting through traffic. But something needs to be done, because if not, there's going to be an accident one of these days. And not only for the people involved, but for the students. You guys are concerned about the students. They need to be watched, because these faces of these kids on the bus, on the video, you can see they're just seeing my wife's truck almost hitting that bus. And so I'm sure they're not happy about it either. So please, if you can look into it and address it with the bus drivers, have meetings with them. I have asked the police to have meetings with them too, so please, look into it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sorry about that with your wife.
Jim, if I might, he has a valid point. I go through that intersection quite often, and it is a tight turning there. And other districts have rerouted their buses. It's not a big deal to do that. And I think if we get with Tracy, she can make that happen.
Let's not make any promises now. We'll definitely.
I didn't promise anything. I was just
We'll definitely
suggesting.
take a look into it, because we have scheduling issues too, but I agree, our bus drivers should be more careful and more courteous to fellow drivers out on the roads out there. But, thank you. Megan Peary, or Pearfy? Megan? You can come around the front.
Hi, Megan Pearfy, Bristol Township resident, New Jersey public school educator for the last 30 years. Tonight, I would like to discuss recent news events that the local Moms for Liberty group, a conservative parental rights group, is growing in size here in Bucks County. Two of the members with district lead roles, according to their website, are aiming to get on the ballot right here on our Bristol Township School Board in the upcoming May 20th primary. What is Moms for Liberty? Moms for Liberty has been a key organizer of the national parental rights movement that saw renewed life following coronavirus rules imposed in schools and rising tensions over systemic racism following the murder of George Floyd in 2020. Like some local groups and other national organizations like No Left Turn in Education, Hope for PA, Parents Defending Education, Moms for Liberty has pushed to implement conservative policies like reforming curriculum on American history, removing allegedly sexually explicit, which means they talk about gender or race, library books, and restricting access to school sports for transgender students. These extremists have been known to challenge LGBTQ+ policies and claims that local schools are indoctrinating their kids with ideologies around sexual health, even as districts such as ours uses a state-approved curriculum. Conflicts in school districts have grown dramatically since the 2020-2021 school year, and we don't have to look too far to see the destructive chaos they inflicted in Central Bucks School District, or the disruptions at Penridge School. Conflict directed at schools taking place during school board meetings has become a national phenomenon, and it's now in our backyard. These speakers use common talking points which are often not based in fact. This conflict, accompanied by political motivation, has contributed to the passage of new legislation. In fact, more than 300 bills have been introduced between 2021 and 2024 at the state level to restrict our teaching about race and racism, enabling book bans, and shaping policies for our LGBTQ+ youth. In its new State of American Libraries report in early April, the ALA found that 74% of attempted book bans of given titles come from organized groups and elected officials. Just 16% come from a parent. We can trace many of the challenges to lists of books that have been distributed by groups like Moms for Liberty. The group's main organization, again, has focused on those sexually explicit, gender and race books in school libraries, transgender, diversity, and these topics have become hallmarks of recent executive orders signed in the earliest days of President Trump's administration. The goal is to dismantle public education through coordinated attacks on students, teachers, and resources. We've learned that extremism has cost our public schools $3.2 billion last year. In short, in Central Bucks, for 2 years they were on there, they cost the district $41.75 million in taxpayer funds, legal fees, settlements that could have been spent on our kids. So to fellow taxpayers such as myself who value the public education we deliver to our students, please do your research while choosing which Board of Education candidates you think will be best for Bristol Township.
Thank you so much. And our last speaker of the evening, Rebecca Cooper.
Hello, my name is Rebecca Cooper, and my daughter is a newly registered student here in Bristol Township. I come before the board tonight to speak about a policy that students are expected to follow. Please allow me to read something directly from the district website. What is bullying? Bullying implies an imbalance of strength or power. The student who is bullied may have difficulty defending themselves. Bullying shall mean an internal or an intentional electronic, written, verbal, or physical act or series of acts directed at another student or student which occurs in a school setting. Now I ask the school board, do any of you condone bullying? If a student made multiple Facebook posts in a 24-hour period harassing another student, would you consider disciplinary action for them? Would it be considered bullying if a student shared another person's full name, place of work, and job information, and then encouraged people to call their job to have them fired? Is it a harassment if the student shares pictures of another student's child and personal photos of them on Facebook without their permission? I asked the school board, if a student used the phrase, "I'm on them heavy, size 10 on their necks," or "I'm trying to keep you from fainting in the daylight," a phrase that literally threatens assault or is mocking somebody who had a medical emergency, would disciplinary action be taken? Would the school board intervene if other students were tagged or named in one of these posts and encouraged by laughing? Would they too be at fault for bullying? I'm just asking because it's not our students behaving this way, it's our board members. If we are to hold students accountable to these policies in our school district, how are we not holding board members to the same accountability? What you are doing is not only a violation of the Code of Conduct for members of the PSBCA, which reads, communication with all stakeholders should be conducted in accordance with board policy. As a Bristol Township taxpayer and resident, I am a stakeholder, and nothing that you are doing is in accordance to board policy. I am simply a parent who, due to personal disagreements with members of the board, have found myself being bullied, threatened, and harassed online, and I'm not the only parent that this is happening to. How will this board protect not only my daughters, but the other students in this district if this is how board members are allowed to react? Remember, you are elected positions by parents and taxpayers in this community. And I almost didn't come tonight to speak, but that's what these people want. They want to use their powers and titles to intimidate, but I'm not going to be intimidated. Board members, I leave you with this. Even if you're not the one bullying, harassing, or making the threats, when another member names you or tags you or indirectly involves you in another way, you are just as complicit to the bullying. Thank you for your time, and I hope this can be investigated and that the members of board reconsider their behaviors and actions.
Okay. The next meeting will be Tuesday, May 27, 2025. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Chris? Nobody else wants to leave?
I'll leave it.
All
Second.
right, Amanda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0.